Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of TamTonight. I am your host, your friend, Tam. And I'm so excited to be here in 2022 with y'all. Same set. I was going to change the set, but I was like, I didn't want to get behind and I wanted to be on time with this coverage the first Monday in 22. I did not want to miss it. And I'm trying to make a promise, a goal, a vow, like I did with Vlogmas, but things occurred. I'm trying to be here every single Monday of 22. 52 Mondays, 52 TamTonights. So here we go. Okay. I've been in the house because it's been super cold in California, and I went to the snow on a little adventure. I'll pop that in, y'all can see that. But I was watching movies because I had like Friday off for New Year's. I was not allowed into the Tinashe concert because I'm not vaccinated. And that hurt me a lot. And she brought out Kosh Page. It hurt me even more. I missed it. And I missed the Great Jayla Darden opener. So I'm getting vaccinated now. I've been forced, whatever. But I was inside and I was watching movies and I watched Swan Song. Now I got the notification the day Swan Song came out on my Apple iPhone because it was on Apple TV. And I love me some Mahershala Ali, 2-time Academy Award winner. You feel me? Incredible actor, incomparable. So I was like, well, I'm gonna watch this tonight. Things occurred, Vlogmas, TamTonight filming, blah, blah, blah. I didn't watch it, but I watched it and I absolutely love it. Now, I kind of can't believe that this is Mahershala Ali's first leading role. But here we are. He does an incredible job. Now, just to break down the story, there's going to be spoilers. So don't watch this if y'all watch the movie. If y'all watch the movie, pause this, go watch the movie real quick, then come back. Okay. So Mahershala Ali in the movie is married to the great Naomi Harris, and they make a beautiful Black on-screen couple. I absolutely adore it. They have a meet cute on the train. It is it's just adorable. They're eating each other's chocolate. She's speaking French. She's a Black lady. He's drawing a picture of her. It's goals for an initial meeting, right? Especially in a movie. Fast forward in their life, right? Mahershala Ali has some type of sickness, some type of terminal illness. And he meets up with Glenn Close. Glenn Close has like an ex machina type laboratory, Dexter's Lab situation going on, Westworld. And he is toying with the idea. Now, I don't even know how he found out about this. They didn't go into a lot of detail because there's only so much time, right? But he finds out Glenn Close, and she will get you a duplicate, like a clone of you that is 100% molecularly your body. Nobody will be able to tell. The only difference on this duplicate and the real you, it has this little mole on its hand. That's the only difference. So your loved ones, people you work with, nobody will be able to tell this is not you. And it is specifically for, at least that's what they're talking about in the movie, because who knows what kind of insidious things it could be used for people that are like Mahershala Ali, that have this disease thing going on and they don't want to die and leave their families broken apart. I agree wholeheartedly. As a married person, if my husband was to come down with something, unbeknownst to me, I would love for him to go and handle this duplicate situation, boom, 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 and just leave me out of it. Because I can't handle that emotionally. I prefer to die first, especially in my relationship. We've been together for a long time. We've grown up together. I cannot see my life without Frank. I don't know what I would do. And I could figure it out, I'm sure, but I just wouldn't want to. And it would just be too much for me. Even if we were to just get divorced and then him go his separate, I go mine, would be infinitely better than me having to deal with that he's dead. I can't. So duplicate me up, duplicate me down. I don't care. I don't care about, so in the movie, it did get a little weird because you don't know, or maybe it was just not trusting that the duplicate could be up to something evil. But yeah, maybe that was just in his mind or whatever. The duplicate might flash out or hurt his family or something like that. But just give me the duplicate. I don't want to have to deal with it. And then Naomi Harris in the movie, his wife, she was also pregnant. And that, look, there's only so much. She already went through a tragedy and they had a hard time in their relationship because she was a twin and her twin brother had a brutal death. He passed away, and that's hard when a person loses a sibling and almost ruin their relationship. So just on the heels of that, now I'm pregnant. And you talking about you gonna die? No, we're not doing that. And she was very clear about that she would not be able to make it. Like, she needs him. And like, he had a little episode, he fell and he hit his head outside the house when he left to go to the laboratory for like a week to do training and stuff like that and swap his memories out with the duplicate. It was like he came home and he almost died on the walkway. And that would have messed up the whole plan. They sent a car there. He had reservations about it and stuff at first. But then Glenn Close had to break it down to him like, look, you are on death's door. Do you feel me? And you could fuck around and die in front of your family. And then this whole thing is for naught. So, if you're going to be selfish and make this about you, and I totally agree. You're going to be selfish and make this about you and make everybody mourn with you and be sad and close it out with you so you can get all your emotional needs met. Or you can be a champ, be the adult in the room, get this duplicate, send the duplicate back to your family. You come here, die here in this beautiful rammed earth mansion on wooded acres with also the beach. Live out your final days, painting, drawing, whatever, watching your family through the eye lens contact, and just go out quietly. Do not make this about you. I agree. Awkwafina is also in the movie. Neither here nor there about that. She has a terminal illness and she had a young daughter, like a elementary school age daughter. Of course, you don't want to leave your daughter behind. So when she gets the duplicate, Mahershala Ali is able to go out and meet Awkwafina's duplicate in, the real world. And he's like, doesn't know no better. He goes to see her, the real her, at the camp, the laboratory. And he's like, oh, snap. Like, this is really crazy. Yeah, your duplicate looked happy. Your daughter seemed happy. It's seemed hunted, like it seemed straight. Yeah, And of course, she's just languishing. She could die in a day. She's smoking her weed. She's chilling. And it's like, that's what you need to do. And he rides it out with her till the end. And I think like that interaction and that juxtaposition and him even getting to see the duplicate out in the real world probably gave him a lot of comfort and peace with the idea, even though he still wasn't cool with it. And like up to the final last minute had a lot of second thoughts and reservations about it. But without that Awkwafina piece, I feel like he wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have gone through with it at all. Also, there was a little bit of Gemini type because the duplicate, of course, he has the feelings and the emotions of the original. And he's like, I don't want this guy, like, talk to my family, around my wife, woo, woo, woo. And it's like, it's not your wife, it's his wife. I'm the original. You're the copy of me. But if he's going to take over, you need to let him take that over and all those feelings of protection and all that. You need to just let that go. Let him go over there and handle it because he's going to be doing the heavy lifting now as you out in the real world. The questions I do have, though, is Glenn Close and company controlling this duplicate from the Rammed Earth Mansion? Or is it a set it and forget it type of thing? Like a Gollum hate in the Book of Doom. Is it like that where he's programmed and all his inner idiosyncrasies and his ins and outs, he's got a trapdoor for this and that? Is it all in there? And then, they're going to call him and summon him back to the laboratory if anything happens, to work out any kinks to update. Is he going to age? Like I was left with a lot of questions, but it was a great movie. I love that it showed a Black couple in the way that it showed it. Like they weren't filthy rich, but they weren't poor. I believe that in the entryway of that house, it was a Kerry James Marshall. I could be wrong, but it looked like a Kerry James Marshall painting. They have a very nice architecturally designed house. Probably has something to do with Mahershala Ali's character and his job. They have the one son. Everything's going good. It's just that he's dying. There are no other extraneous struggles or situations going on other than I'm in love with my wife. We went through this thing that couples go through sometimes, that people go through. It's a life event, death, things, lost, things happen. And now I'm on the cusp of this same thing for myself and I need to do something about it. Like, how many of us, if we could, spare our families the pain and just the whole emotional roller coaster that comes with death, how many of us would do it? I would do it for my family in a heartbeat. If I could keep my grandma, a duplicate of my grandma around until I die, let's do it. No questions asked. The thing is, though, is this duplicate 100% sound? Like I'm saying, I don't know if the duplicate ages. I don't know. But I assume it has to, unless it would not go on. Like it wouldn't go over well. It would just be like a vampire situation, I don't know. Great cast, great movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I love the futuristic Afrofuturism, undertones in this, because as many people have spoken about, they don't really show Black people in the future and how we would live and what we would do. So I like this sort of Jetsons adjacent Tesla society that the family is living in Swan Song. I like the technology, the FaceTime technology. I like the cars. I like how things are looking, all of that. The rammed earth mansion that laboratory was in is absolute perfection. I love that. And I really like the idea of Black people getting to control their own destiny in a way, and using science and stuff like that, and it not being, I don't know, like, just there's no struggle. I really like that. And I think the only person that I've seen in movies, or, the only people I've ever got to see in movies that like time travel for real, or that use science to enhance their bodies or their time on the earth and things like that, it's always white people. In the one Wolverine movie, they had the Asian man, the Japanese man, who was trying in, his little iron steel tank situation. That's the only diversity we have seen in people using the sciences to keep themselves alive. So I like this. I want to see more Black futuristic sci-fi type of topics. I really enjoy this. The casting was on point. The storyline was on point. I love Naomi Harris as the wife, and her being French and her being a musician, and all of it's just so cool. I love it. I love the scenes of her teaching their son French. I love the sort of therapy scenes where they're speaking to Mahershala Ali about the situation and why he might be wanting to go forward with this, and how he met his wife and all of that. And just saying that, initially he was fine with his life and he was totally kind of self-satisfied. And then he met her and it started to open up his world, and he wanted to have kids and he wanted to do these different things. And now it's sort of like, when I have wrapped my mind and my brain around all of this that has become my life, I'm about to get taken out of it. Like, I was totally here for the ride and I don't get to finish it out. That was like an emotional idea to deal with in a good perspective, at least for me, to be like, it's fine to want what you want and live how you live, and then a person come into your life and introduce you to new things and you want to change that a little bit to accommodate them. It still doesn't have to change who you are, though, because like in other scenes when Naomi Harris is telling him about the new baby and that she's pregnant, it's like it's still not clicking for him. It's not registering for him. And I'm sure on a deep level it is, and he knows about it and all, but he's dealing with so much of himself still that's kind of it's a detached idea. I feel like people aren't as honest about that as they should be. And it could be male or female. Like, sometimes you're just not all in on something. And as much as you want to be, and as much as you love the person and you care about them, I'm still dealing with my own life. I still have my own problem, my own issues, and things that, even though I love you and we share our life together, I don't want to share with you. I think that if more people were honest about that, relationships and stuff like that would be easier, and it would seem less daunting being with the person forever, being with the person for a long time, because there are those lines there that we don't bleed into each other on everything. I'm me, you're you, and we're doing life together, but we're still individuals. Like, for this Swan Song thing to even go over well, or for, for it to even work out, I can't tell you. And there are people out there that will probably freak out, married people or people that, have opinions about marriage. Oh, well, how could you make that decision and not tell? It's my life. I'm sharing my life with you, but it's not your life. And there are things about it that are not negotiable and that you don't get to dictate and that just aren't up to you. You're living my life with me. So my life decision was to get this duplicate, boom, go through the process, regardless of how much it might hurt me or how I feel about it or my reservations about it. This is what I feel is best for me, myself, and the life that I created with you. So that's what it is. I love it. The ending, beautiful. The writing is really, really good throughout. It doesn't like get corny at all ever. It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination besides like the unanswered questions. And it's just handled very well. All of the cinematography and stuff like that is very, very beautiful. The scenes are woven together so well. The acting, of course, top tier actors from Mahershala Ali himself. Naomi Harris, always great. Glenn Close, Awkwafina. She's not in it a whole bunch, but the parts that she's in it, she does well. And she's more of a comedic actress, so it's cool to see her being serious. The child actor that plays the son, he does very, very well too. His name is Dax Ray. He does well, and I'm excited to see him in more things for such a serious role. You know, in the scene where Cameron, who's his character name, I've been referring to him to Mahershala Ali this whole time, when he goes back home, and he's sort of just telling Glenn Close and them, like, I'm not ready. I didn't really get to say goodbye. I kind of passed out on my front lawn and y'all dragged me back here. And you just shoved the duplicate into play, which was the right decision, but I didn't get to say my goodbyes. And so he goes home and he like gets in bed with Naomi Harris and they have a really tender moment and they share some things. And then he goes downstairs and he wants to have a beer with his son. And I thought that was so just real and very, very sweet and emotional, because that's kind of probably what all fathers want to do with their kids, but the son especially, and just tell them certain things about being a man in life. And he wouldn't have gotten to share that with him, you know, as himself, the duplicate man. I might get to watch, but to do it myself and to say the things that I want to say and be here and hold my son. It was just really sweet. And we don't get to see a lot of that type of emotion between Black families on TV that does not have to do with struggle, you know? So I thought that was very cool. Incredible movie. I hope that somebody from it gets a nomination, because I feel like a lot of movies are made like this with non-Black people and they get all the accolades in the world just because it's a real story and it tugs on the heartstrings and all of that. So I hope that this movie is given the same treatment. I really, 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 really would love to see Naomi Harris and Mahershala Ali in something happier and more upbeat as a couple, because they look beautiful on screen together. The chemistry looked very real and they just look like a real couple, from the train scenes to the scenes where her brother died and things were getting a little bit more emotional, to the scenes where they were just talking about the baby and stuff like that and just their casual life in the house. It looks really good on camera and I like it. I want to see more of that representation. Shout out to Glenn Close. I was first introduced to Glenn Close as Cruella de Vil as a child, so I'm happy that she's still out and acting and doing, you know, meaningful roles, prominent roles. I love that for her. So yeah, just can't wait to see more, and thank y'all for watching my review. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below, parts of the movie you liked, didn't like. If you have any of my same questions about the duplicate, what's going on with the logistics after the fact, who buries the real body of Cameron Turner, like, let me know. Maybe we can start a Swan song hive. All right. Happy New Year. I'm going to be here all 52 weeks. No excuses. Okay. So thank you guys. The subscribers have gone all the way up on the channel. I really, really appreciate that. I'm getting a lot of comments on the concert videos and other random things that I post. I appreciate you all for that. I'm here in my Life of a Dawn sweater, because I love me some Don Toliver. He was like my top goals #1 performer. I saw him twice in 2021 and I hope to see him more this year too, hear new music. So yeah, go watch my Life of a Dawn tour, my Don Toliver concert videos, and we will be back here with more film reviews. If there's a movie, a show that you would like me to talk about here, please leave it in the comments or send me a message on any social media @Tamberlin. I'm your woman. Okay, I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.